welcome to Cyfarthfa Castle Museum and Art Gallery. My name is Christopher Parry and I work at Cyfarthfa Castle as ever, and today we're in one of the back storerooms at Cyfarthfa, which used to be part of Cyfarthfa School but is now one of our storerooms. As you can tell, it's packed to the gills with everything, but we're in here for a very special reason, because today marks Doctor Who Day. Obviously everybody knows that. Doctor Who Day is as good an excuse as we need to bring to you a little snippet of Merthyr's history that is not often talked about and is linked to this building. The room we're in right now even featured in a Doctor Who episode. The room itself was a schoolroom in the episode called Let's Kill Hitler, and Cyfarthfa Castle itself is featured in Doctor Who multiple times. But the main reason we're in this part of the building is a pupil who went to school here actually helped create one of the Doctor's biggest enemies. Now, a man named Bill Roberts was born in Merthyr in 1918, and he was born in Merthyr and he lived in Gladys Street in Merthyr, and he went to school in this very building. He was actually educated and spent a lot of his youth in Merthyr and in this very building, learning everything you would need to get on in the world. Bill actually went on then to leave Merthyr in around 1936 and then went off to become a model maker. Eventually he started his own company in 1947 called Shawcraft Models Limited, and that is where Bill would become intrinsically linked to the story of Doctor Who's mythology forever. In the 1960s, when the BBC was starting a brand new TV series, Doctor Who, they noticed quite early on that they lacked the props department needed for this weekly sci-fi television show, and so they went to Bill Roberts at Shawcraft to help build certain props and certain things needed for Doctor Who episodes on a weekly basis. And one of the first things Bill did for the BBC TV show was to create the TARDIS control panel with all the various moving parts in it and everything like that. But the main thing Bill will be remembered historically for is his addition to the Daleks. A gentleman named Raymond Cusick designed the Daleks, but the design was only the start, because he needed to then go to a company to get his imagination and his plans physically in the real world. So he needed Bill and his team to bring the Daleks to life. Raymond, the creator of the Daleks, even said himself that he is confused by where his design started and where Bill's designs came in, because it was a very collaborative process. They worked together to make the Dalek the best looking of all the aliens that the Doctor would meet in the TV show. Raymond even remember going to meals with Bill and sitting down, and then when trying to explain how the Daleks moved, he would use a pepper pot and move it across the table to show how he wanted the Daleks to move in the real world, essentially. Another designer named Jeremy Davis actually had this to say about his involvement and about Bill's and Raymond's involvement in the whole process of creating and bringing the Daleks to life. The original idea was Ray's, but the end result was a team effort. As I remember it, Bill Roberts sorting out how it worked and me being responsible for drawing it up and getting it built. As the final result, I would say that it was 50% Ray, 25% me and 25% Bill. But all that is open to argument, and 50 years later, who can tell exactly? So that was Jeremy, one of the designers, talking about the design process 50 years after. But there is no shadow of a doubt, really, that Bill Roberts, this boy from Merthyr Tydfil who went to school in this building, went off from Merthyr and went into the world and was the person who actually physically brought the Daleks to life in his model workshop. Hopefully you've enjoyed listening to this brief story about Bill Roberts and how Merthyr's connection to the Daleks exists. But anyway, happy Doctor Who Day, and we'll see you again soon for another video. Hwyl fawr.